What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Dark Souls 2. It's me, your favorite host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD. And today we are going to take on Vendrick, the King of Drangleic. So, he is located here in the Undead Crypt with Velstad. Well, Velstad was guarding him. The run there is pretty straightforward. If you go from the second bonfire, it's really not hard to get there. This boss, just like with the Ancient Dragon, I was experimenting with soul vessels and stuff to see what the best method is for fighting him, and never forget about this guy. If he rings the bell, he will summon those blue hooded guys that use the super overpowered magic, and whatever you do, don't hit the bell yourself while you're attacking him. Make sure you use a weapon that attacks not in a very wide radius when you beat him, because these pillars will spawn those blue hooded magic using guys that are just a total pain in the ass. So yeah, always take him down first, because that way you only have to worry about these what are these guys called? Cyan Knights, I think that's what they're called. Yeah, these guys, they leash like at this room, so it doesn't really matter. I was testing different methods out on Vendrick, and this method right here is the best one I could think of. The old whip plus 4, it does really good damage and has awesome scaling. I have the thickest and most defensive armor I can possibly have with the Ring of Steel Protection plus 2, just in case I get clipped by those nasty sword attacks. And other than that, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to imbue my whip with lightning so I can get a little bit of bonus damage on him. This whip, let's do the math, people. He has no armor. He's bare skin, so the whip is obviously going to be the best method for him. Now, getting into the fight, we're already off to a bad start. I'm going to try and find a window to heal real quick. Ugh. Man, see, he's got a decent amount of range with his sword, but it's really not that hard. What you want to avoid is getting hit and blocking it. See, we're already starting this fight really bad. I promise it's not as hard as I'm making it look. Once you get behind him, it's much easier. See, he really doesn't have that much health. As long as you stay behind him, he has a very limited radius in which he can hit you. You're basically invulnerable to all of his attacks if you're right behind him. Especially when he does that vertical combo. It's very easy to hit him after all of his attacks. That, and they're all just incredibly slow. They can be rolled if you time it right. See, this is an incredibly straightforward fight. The only problem is that if you get hit by one of his attacks, you better pray that he doesn't do a combo, because if you get hit by the first attack, you will definitely get hit by the second. And if you get hit by the second, you're definitely going to get hit by the third attack. And Vendrick can kill you in 3 hits, easily. See, all of his attacks break your guard, because even though he's just a zombie, he's a shell of his former self, he is incredibly powerful. He hits like a truck. So you just gotta watch out for his attacks, make sure that you roll properly, because, I mean, you can tell by looking at his moves that he's a bit of a deceiver. His moveset is meant to throw you off, because there is a very there's a very tricky delay in all of his attacks. He doesn't just swing at you. There's a bit of a wind up to his swings, as you can see, and it is meant to throw you off and make you roll at the wrong time so that you will get hit and die. Well, don't fall for it. Just time your rolls just like that. Make sure that you're ready for the little wind up that all of his attacks have, the little delay before the actual swing, and you are gold. Just like with the Ancient Dragon, I tested out different methods against Vendrick as well. Casting was pretty straightforward on him, because you didn't have to be near him. You can bait his attacks from 20 feet in front of him to where he can't hit you, but he's still attacking, and you can just destroy him with sorceries or pyromancy, miracles, whatever it is you've got. But yeah, I found this to be the most straightforward method for people that want a safer way to do it, because those methods were just a little bit more risky. Because when I was using casting on him, the armors that I had for my mage, they made me die in like 1 hit, whereas I can take about 3 or maybe 2 with this set I've got on right now. This is pretty much the fight, though. All you have to do is watch out for his very slow and delayed swings. Make sure you don't roll too soon, because you will get caught up in the whole combo if you do. And other than that, this is literally it. Just stay behind him, because it's a huge blind spot for him, his backside. He will occasionally jump back after you're behind him to kind of refresh the area, but getting back behind him really isn't that much of a challenge. You just gotta make sure that you roll those attacks correctly. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you have a great shield or a regular shield, just don't try to block in general. It's not gonna do a whole lot for you, because one hit is going to break your guard completely. The interesting thing that I like to note about Vendrick is that when he attacks, he makes the same sound as the Four Kings, and when you kill him, he makes the same death sound as the Four Kings. I thought that was pretty cool trivial information, but yeah, I'm actually, you don't get his soul when you beat him here, so I'm gonna kill the loading time to get to the area where you find the soul. This is where you need to be, the Shrine of Amana. This is the second bonfire. And you've got these asshole lizard guys out here that... This is like the only one that aggroes on your way to the King's Soul. That one over there, you have to get really close to him for him to aggro. You do have these stupid sorcerers out here that can aggro and start shooting at you from, like, across the world. There's multiple of them out here. I highly recommend killing them all, because they will keep shooting at you if you don't. Take this one down. And then there's one more that we're going to have to kill. Now this area is very easy to miss. I know some people are probably going to kill Vendrick on their playthrough and they're going to have no idea where to get his soul. Now that's where I'm here to help. And that was a huge fail. That was literally like... That was like a melee stalemate. Oh, we've got that one over there, and yes, it's going to continue trying to shoot. Ow. I rolled too soon. That thing will continue shooting at you until you get far enough away for it not to see you. So we're just going to wait it out. Should only shoot us like a couple more times. There we go. We ran into a different area like this, but instead it was guarded by an ogre. Note that you have to be human in order to go through this door. You gotta be nice and pretty like that. And to answer any curiosities, no, you cannot use the, where is it? The Ring of the Dead. You cannot fool the door. And this door will not open unless you have defeated Vendrick. So, there are some requirements. And we got Soul of the King. Good stuff. Let's read it. That's way too small for me to read. I'm doing retrospect right now, so I'm not. You guys can read that. I'm not even going to attempt to try and read that. It looks like microscopic chicken scratch on my recording screen. And then we get a nifty chest up here that has, you guessed it, the King's Armor, which is actually really good. Looks very, very good with the... When you mix it with the Llewellyn set and the Dark Mask, it looks really good. I'm going to put the whole thing on for you guys so you can see it. Yeah, the King's Armor looks pretty cool, not going to lie. I'm not going to wear the crown. I don't think it looks that great. But we'll stick with this for now. Those boots look really good with the Llewellyn armor, though, so I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to keep those on. Those look really good. So, other than that, let's run our way back to the bonfire, since it's not far away at all. So, I mean, I'm not going to waste time using a feather, because it'll probably be, like, equivalent to the time it took to run back on foot. And, I think we're going to go to, we're going to go to Ornifex and see what we can do for the King's Soul. See what we can make with that. And the one thing that I wanted to note about Vendrick was that he is immune to poison. I tried poisoning him, I tried toxicking him, and it did not work. So, don't waste your time with that. He can be bled, though. He is very susceptible to bleed damage, and it does do fairly well against him, but to be honest, I found that the whip was the most viable weapon against him. It worked the best for me out of all the methods that I tested against him. Sorcery worked out really well. Casting really powerful spells on him killed him pretty quick. And that fight that you saw, that was with 5 giant souls, so that was him at standard defense. As you can see, you know, even with just a few, like just 3 or something, really wouldn't have made much of a difference. But let's see. With his soul, you can get the Ruler's Greatsword, which is it's really cool. It's an awesome looking sword and has great attack power. The cool thing about it is that its attack power scales off of the amount of souls you have. That's really cool. But it requires faith and intelligence, much like the Greatsword of Artorias, so it's definitely not for us. And the King's Shield, this thing is just totally badass. It has 100% physical block reduction, which is amazing. Has great resistance against magic, fire, and lightning. That is definitely what I'm going with. It is much more useful for us. I do like his sword. It's a really cool sword. But I'm not interested in raising my intelligence or my faith to use it. And I can't guarantee I'm going to have an ass load of souls on me all the time for maximum attack power. But look at that. That shield just looks awesome. That has got to be the coolest shield in the game. Hands down. The only thing that my shield has more of is stability and resistances to stuff that are less common. So yeah, we're definitely going with the King's Shield. It's a much more useful option for us in this playthrough. And yeah, that looks awesome. That has such a cool emblem on it. And just the color scheme on it is amazing. It's a cool shield. Has great amount of durability. It does need petrified dragon bones to upgrade, but we can buy a couple of those. I ended up spending all of mine on that greatsword that was like totally not worth it, which sucked, but nah, whatever. We can always get more, especially with the use of bonfire ascetics. So, that was Vendrick in a nutshell. He's very slow, he's incredibly predictable. The only thing about the fight is, it's kind of like the Ancient Dragon, you know? The point is to not get hit at all, because if you do, you probably lost the fight. So we're going to reinforce this thing with the 1 Petrified Dragon Bone that I have. But it's okay, because we can buy 2 more from, what's-her-face? Chloanne, I believe that's her name. Tomb Raider, that's what I like to call her. Yeah, those boots look really cool with this armor. I'm going to interchange it a bit, though, and just see what kind of combinations we can come up with. See, that looks really cool with the Dark Mask. Like, seriously cool. And it has more defense than my upgraded Llewellyn armor, too. Well, on some parts. I believe the chest part has more, but the gloves and the legs do not, I believe. Or no, it's just the gloves that don't. I know that the legs actually have more. That's a really cool looking setup, though. See, because when you mix Llewellyn armor with the King's armor, look at that. You get some pretty cool results, to be honest. Definitely doesn't look bad either way. Especially with the shield, too. It's definitely got an interesting and attractive look about it. I do believe I'm going to stick with, like, something like that. See, to me, that's pretty tasteful. Got, like, a Skeletor look going. So I think, yeah, I think we're just going to stick with this. Looks pretty awesome, if you ask me. awesome shield. Man, that thing looks cool.
Well.
Yeah, we gotta buy those expensive-ass petrified dragon bones. She sells 2 of them, which is just enough for me to upgrade it one more time. So I'm definitely gonna take her up on that. We have souls left over, too, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with those on the side. Alright. Don't even care. It's such a cool shield. So we've got a new look going that's similar to our previous one, but better. And we got a new shield. Yes, we're looking awesome. That is all the time that I have for today, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your favorite host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will catch you all next time. See you.